Welcome to the podcast. We're so glad that you're here. Sometimes we curse like sailors while we have a beer. Sometimes there's graphic content, so watch for little ears. We can't be held responsible for what you're about to hear.
Hey!
From day one, you fought for your life, and you blew everyone away.
Welcome back. I'm Alisha.
Hi, I'm Jesse.
And we are.
Changing the chances.
We're back for another fun-filled week
Another episode.
of so much excitement.
Yeah. I mean, it was
Kinda?
exciting for you. what we're gonna touch base on.
I don't know if excitement is the word I would have used to describe what I was feeling before it happened.
I was excited for you. I wish
you're right.
I wish I could have been there, honestly.
Right. I would have been excited. I mean, I was excited. And you're right, having you there would have been a whole different experience because we are just different when we're together.
This is true.
The way we feed off of each other and all that jazz.
Well, and I've always been good with kids, so.
It is so true. Kids gravitate. By the way, we're talking about when I went into Piper's classroom and talked about Piper. This is where we're going with this.
Yeah.
If in case nobody, anyways.
We got ahead of ourselves.
Yes, we did. The cart before the horse or something.
Yeah.
Wagon, but I don't know. Anyway, yes. Kids gravitate towards Jesse. Just every time. All the time.
I think being
It's a
in
thing.
the classroom, it might have made things a little less stressful for you had I been there. Because
Well, of course. But
We're
the
just
only downside
there
is I don't know if I would have talked if you were there. Because, again, kids gravitate towards you. So it would have been natural for...
I think they would have still... Because there are just some things, you spend more time with Piper. I mean, I'm at work with her. I'm at work and you're with her.
I'm like, wow, you're at work with her? What is she doing all day?
Uh,
I always joke that I'll take her to work with me. I tell people all the time, I'm like, I'll bring Piper to work with me. I don't care. What are you talking about? What is she going to do? Run away? I know. Nobody get mad at me. I can make that joke. She's my kid. It's
right?
fine.
Yeah. Yeah. We can do that.
I'm going to get so much hate mail for this.
I don't think
Anyways.
so.
Yeah, so I went into Piper's classroom and, the kids got to ask questions, got to talk and all that stuff, and it was terrifying. I actually read an email like 2 hours before I was supposed to be there from her teacher just saying, hey, we're so excited to have you. And actually, the other third grade class will be joining us. So if I wasn't stressed out enough with 30 kids, I don't know how many kids are in a classroom, tack on the other classroom. Yep. That about did me in.
They're just kids, though.
I know, and that's fine. I have nothing against kids.
I mean, kids are just brutally honest. Like,
100%.
brutally honest. Like, they have no
100%.
filter.
But again, it goes back to we talked last week that I just wasn't sure what words I should use and what I should talk about because, again, they're third graders. Luckily, I kind of bypassed that whole situation.
Yeah, you totally lucked out. The
When
kids just wanted a Q&A session.
They really did. We got there and the kids were just so excited to ask questions. And I was like, it's totally fine. Like, we can, whatever.
We don't need to tell a story of what's going on with her background. Q&A it is.
100% don't need to have that conversation, which alleviates 90% of my stress. You ask a question, I can give you an answer, and I know that I'm telling you the things you want to know.
Yep, that's the direction we're going.
So that worked out in my favor. I did wear my dinosaur dress because I had to win them over somehow. Let's just be honest. Yeah, we got some interesting questions. We kind of talked about it when I got home. I think I got everything. All the questions. I got some really good questions. Like serious, like what's going on with her questions. Questions about her personality. Because Piper can't tell you direct answers.
Yep.
And then just some, side comments and things kids wanted to share and all those things.
So what were some of the questions that they asked you?
So let's see. Serious questions. Got the question, which I'm not surprised, is when will she walk? It's legit,
yeah,
right?
I mean, that's in to be expected, you know, with classmates that go out to recess and walk and run and do all the things. Like when is she going to be able to do that?
Yeah. When is she going to walk? And I was very honest. I just said, you know what? She probably won't walk. I did try to make a joke. I don't think it stuck.
Trying to make jokes with third graders.
Maybe it wasn't a joke. Maybe like
brave.
my sarcasm. I don't know.
Okay. I'm like, I can see you being sarcastic.
Yeah, okay.
Not so much a joke.
Okay, that was what it is. It was probably my sarcasm. Because I told her, I said, well, she'll probably never walk. And naturally, she was like, well, that's sad. And I said, you know what? And that's fine. I'm like, don't you want to be pushed around in a wheelchair sometimes? Because I want to be pushed around in a wheelchair sometimes. Because we don't always want to walk. So
I'm tired of walking. Can someone just push me? Thanks.
Yeah. Like when we're at Disneyland and I'm pushing her around all day, can someone wheel me around?
Can someone push me while I push her?
Thanks.
Thanks.
Like, right? Let's just start a train. I don't. So I tried to make light of the situation. Because I don't want her to think it's sad. Because it's not sad, which I did tell her.
Yeah, it's not sad. Piper does not have a sad life at all.
No.
Difficult, maybe. Not sad.
Agreed. And I really like how kids word questions because they don't know how to word things because they're young.
Yes.
So I don't take offense to that either. Which was, you know, what's wrong with her neck? And that is because Piper is constantly looking down.
Her chin is almost always touching her chest. Like,
yeah.
She can pick her head up. But the thing is, you know, and we try to explain to people is you don't think about it, but your neck, you're physically holding up your brain, your skull. Yeah. Like, and it's just so easy because we just do it without even thinking. Mm-hmm. But, you know, poor Piper has to concentrate to make those muscles do that. And that's a lot of work.
It is.
So, yeah. I mean, and we ask her all the time, you know, hey, can you pick your head up? And she will. And you can tell if she's just too tired. Like, she'll try to pick it up and it just doesn't. It kind of rolls around a little bit.
Yeah, she can't quite get it there.
Yeah. Or if she's just being lazy and you can tell, like, you know, she'll pick her head up and she'll smile. And because we praise her. If we ask her and she does, you know, what she's been asked to do, we definitely praise her because we want her to do those things. And it's good for her. It works out those muscles.
Yeah.
But that's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
It takes, cerebral palsy, people with CP, it takes them like 10 times the effort to use their muscles. Or something like that. I read it somewhere years ago when she was little.
You read a statistic. It might not actually be that accurate statistic.
Don't quote me. Don't quote me on it. But it is. It takes them more effort to use their muscles and physically move their body than it does for anyone else that doesn't have CP.
Yeah.
Because you're not fighting with your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A girl did ask if she could eat and drink like everybody else.
I feel like if she wouldn't have gotten the infections in her mouth with her teeth, I think that
she'd still be doing that.
She'd still be doing that.
Agreed.
Because she was getting really good at eating. We were still working on drinking. That was still kind of a hard one. Not so much anymore. Like, she might take a taste, a bite or two.
Now it's purely like just for enjoyment.
I think she pretty much just does it to entertain us. Because we're like, you need to try this. This is delicious. This is good. We don't want you to lose that sensation. And, you know, whatever.
Sometimes you can tell she likes it.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree. Like puddings and stuff like that. And, you know, some cakes. But she is definitely like piss in the wind. I don't want anything to do with this. Yeah. You can definitely tell when she does. It is just to like entertain us. Gosh, fine. Shut up. Leave me alone. Like, fine. I tried once. Blech. No, I don't need it anymore. Just stop.
Yep. Yeah. She's super funny that way. But and I did tell her, I go, yeah, she can have small sips and she can have food. And this girl, which maybe it's wrong for me to be floored by her vocabulary because I did not realize a third grader would ever use this word. She did ask, if she eats, does her food have to be pureed? Those are the words she used.
Really?
And I went, yes. Yes, they do. Like,
Oh,
I can't. I
kudos to you, kid.
Yeah.
Like you're
like it just felt like
but
it
that's
was
the
such
thing,
like
though,
a
is
like a good, sophisticated like.
I think a
thought
lot
out
of
question.
adults don't think about how smart children actually are.
Okay, I know they're smart. That's not my problem.
Look at our nephew Trip. Some of the things that come out of his mouth, and I'm like, where did you learn that word? How did you you even put it in the sentence correctly?
I know when he was younger and he would use like these ginormous words.
You make me feel dumb, dude. Like, what are you talking about? How do you have this in your vocabulary?
Right. Who said that? How do you know?
How
what
do
it
you
means?
know
What
that?
is
Yeah,
that?
like exactly. So I mean, I get being floored, but at the same time, it's like, oh, well, you're gonna go places, kid. Like, yeah.
And I know this girl. I don't know her, but I think she's been in Piper's class every year since kindergarten. So
So she's been around. She has seen Piper.
yeah. This isn't her first rodeo with her.
Not
But
her
yeah.
first Piper sighting.
No. I can't think of.
What
I'm
about
sure that
any
I'll
of the
think.
personality ones?
So I did get questions like, "What does she like to do?" My response was, because I think that it's important to remind children. I go, she likes to do everything you like to do. I did tell them that.
To remind them that she is just like
she
them.
is just like you. She loves to be outside. She loves to be with her friends. That was a shocker for people. They went, she has friends. They asked that. They're like, they were confused. Like,
Because
what?
she's not super interactive.
Yep. And so they did ask, and I said, most of her friends are family members, but you know what? They're her friends the same.
Yep.
They still come over. They hang out with her. I told them about Hannah and how she goes to school there, and somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I know who that is," and which you can't miss her. If you've ever seen Hannah bolted across the schoolyard to be with Piper when she is not supposed to be with Piper, she is legitimately
she does not care who's telling her to stop, stay, whatever. It's like, that's Piper. That's my friend. And I'm going to
That's
see
my
her.
cousin.
That's my
Get
cousin.
her right.
Yes, that's my cousin.
That is my cousin.
I am going to see her.
Actually, Kat did tell me they had a fire drill at school. And I did tell you that they had a fire drill. And Hannah did get in trouble. I won't say she got in trouble because they were outside doing a fire drill. You have to leave the building.
Oh my goodness.
Well, and Piper's in a wheelchair and the class was out on the lawn. So the aide, I guess, just pushed Piper like up to the lawn, but not on it. And Hannah saw this from across the playground or something.
Oh my gosh. And she just had to correct.
So she bolted away from her classroom, which you're not supposed to do, to go help this lady
with Piper.
Which
is super sweet.
So sweet. So
because
sweet.
you know that she's looking out for her.
She is.
Like that. That's my cousin. You know?
Yeah. It just so
screw you guys. I gotta go check on my cousin.
Yes. So sweet. But also just like, well, this is not the appropriate time to be doing this. There is an adult with her. It's okay.
But no, that's cool to let them know, like, you know what? Yeah. That still may be her cousin. I mean, not technically, not by blood, but they're still family, none the same.
Yeah.
And that's still Piper's friend.
Yeah.
And like, she's capable of having friends.
Yeah.
She likes all the same things you guys like. Like she likes to go swimming. She likes to go to the park. She likes to go to Disneyland. Like she enjoys those things.
Yeah. I did get, because I did say she likes swimming. So somebody said, so she swims? And I'm like, well, she needs help. Like she has a floaty she wears. But yeah, she swims. She kicks her legs. She uses her arms just like you guys. Somebody asked me what her favorite season is.
That is a very good question.
I think it's an awesome question. I'm going to start using that as an adult when I have to meet somebody and get to know them.
What's your favorite season?
What's your favorite season?
No, you're a depressing person. I can't be around you.
Like, I think that says a lot about a person, first of all. Second of all, then you kind of know what they're into because they probably do their favorite things during that season. I thought that was brilliant.
No, it's a great question.
And I actually don't know what Piper's favorite season is, but I said summer because I feel like, one, she
loves being outside.
She loves to be outside. She loves to swim. And because she tends not to be sick so much in the summer.
Well, we do a lot of things with family. Like we go over to your parents for barbecues like almost every weekend. And, like we go and see my mom and we do things.
Yeah, we're out more because of it. Yeah.
It's not negative degrees with 3 feet of snow, and who wants to be out in that? On top of trying to keep her from getting deathly ill.
Someone asked if she liked being out in the snow, and I said, you know what? She's only been in the snow once.
Because she's usually sick.
And I go,
she did seem to enjoy
I think
it,
she liked it. I don't really know how much. I mean,
but she's never been a big fan of being cold, anything food-wise cold.
That's true.
She does, even when we go swimming, when you get out of the water with her. She does not like that because even when it's hot, if there's a breeze,
that's cold.
That water's chilly, you know?
Yeah.
But she does not like that. She does not like cold.
Piper would rather be sweating than be cold.
Her room's the warmest in the house, and I think she likes it that way.
Yeah, definitely. There was this super sweet girl. Again, I know that she's been around Piper.
Same girl?
Different girl.
Different.
But I know she's been around in Piper's classroom.
So again, not her first Piper sighting.
No. So sweet.
Kick those feet.
So sweet. She.
Oh! Did you kick
and there it goes.
What did you do?
I didn't have it set up well.
It looked like it was already.
I figured she's gonna push it over regardless. So. So this girl. I can keep talking. Jesse's doing his own thing. So this super sweet girl was telling me, wasn't a question. She just said, I wish that the technology was good enough that they had a way to help Piper walk and use her arms the way that she would want to.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't melt your heart, I don't know what will.
Well, just the innocence of a child.
And I did tell her, and I go, they actually have things that do that. I mean, realistically. Obviously they're not for everybody, and not everybody can have them, but they do have things.
You get it.
I did also tell her she does have equipment at home that helps her walk and helps her stand, but she can't have all those things at school because it's a lot of equipment and it's big. But,
but it's sweet to see a peer want that for her.
Yeah.
You keep knocking it over. You keep getting it. No, I when Alisha told me, I thought it was adorable because it is. It's super sweet to see one of her peers notice, that's something that she can't do.
Yeah.
That maybe she really wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did tell them.
Yeah.
I did say, you know what? Because I did inform them, basically Piper's... We're never going to get anything done. This exciting child over here. But I did tell them, explain that Piper's fighting against her body all the time. But, I go, if you say hi to Piper, sometimes she does wave. And you just have to look for it. Sometimes it's in her fingers. Sometimes we call her an eyebrow talker. Piper is an eyebrow talker. She acknowledges you by lifting up her eyebrows and moving them, and it's the best thing ever.
I think it's super cute.
So I did let them know that's a way of acknowledgement, because if nobody tells you how she's communicating back with you and you don't realize, you don't see it. So I did let them know.
Did you let them know that sometimes you got to give her a minute? Because sometimes it takes her a minute to process.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was I just think
these kids are awesome because, I've gone with you to drop her off and kids walking by her and they're like, morning, Piper. Hi, Piper.
Yeah.
Like that one time I went with you and that little boy said hi to her and she full on picked up her arm and waved.
Yep.
And it was like, are you right on, kid?
Yeah.
Good for you. You picked up your arm and you were able to do that.
Yeah.
In that moment. That's awesome. Good for you.
Oh, someone did ask me if Piper grows. See, that's another one of those questions. You're like, just the innocence of a child who probably I love it.
Well, and it was probably not worded the best
because
they're young.
Agreed. So so when she asked me that, I said, of course, she grows just like you do. And I did bring Piper's very first onesie, which actually was way too big for her when she was born.
Oh, yeah, because she was like barely the size of a dollar bill. And this thing you could have
it was
put
a
it on
preemie.
a doll.
It was a preemie onesie, and it was still huge.
Because again, Piper was a micro preemie.
Yeah, itty bitty. So I did bring it, and I said, this is actually how big Piper was when she was born, and I held it up, and these kids, like, lost their minds. They're like, no way a human was, like, this small, ever. And I'm all, and this was too big. I go, she was actually smaller than this.
Hey.
And now Piper's mad because I took her toy away because she just kept knocking it over.
Like, instantly. You put it up, she knock it down. Put it up, knock it down.
So that was super fun to like show them
to hear all the different questions that their little minds have, on what they want to know about Piper.
Yeah.
Like, well, does she grow the same way that we do? Does she like the same things that, Yeah, 100%. She's different.
Yeah.
But at the same time, she's just like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's different. You're different from him. She's different from her. You're all different, and that's good.
Yeah.
To be different. It's okay to be different. It's totally normal.
Someone did comment on her feet because Piper has very small feet.
My theory is because she doesn't put weight in them. Agreed.
I think that's my thought. I've never actually asked a doctor because I don't really think it's that important. But my thought is her feet aren't growing like a typical child's because she's not weight bearing. There's no reason for her body to say her feet need to grow like everybody else's. She's not using them like everybody else.
Well, and on top of it too, like I don't think if you're putting weight into them, they're not getting denser. Yeah. Your body's not putting nutrients into them and stuff, and they're not growing the same way.
Yeah. I did show them a picture of how big her foot was, though, when she was born. And, of course, again, very big.
Just floored.
Floored because her feet were, itty bitty, as you can imagine. I have a picture of it next to my finger, so it was a very good comparison of how big it actually was. What you whining about over there? Hey, we're almost done. You're going to have to wait. Yes.
Shake your head, no.
Yeah.
Miss Eyebrows.
There she is, talking with her eyebrows. We need to get a video of this, I think.
Right?
Yeah, get a video
We're
of
almost
it.
Done.
We are almost done. The teacher did ask how much she weighed because they wanted to know. And how long it takes me to get her ready in the morning for school. I did get questions like, how do I get her in the car? That was a good one. How do I get Piper in the car? So I got to explain I have a special van that I can wheel her right up in there and strap her down. How does she get in bed?
Us.
Yep. Well, somebody asked, how does she sleep? And I said, well, she sleeps like you sleep, in a bed. And I said, but yes, I do have to get her ready and I have to physically lift her up and put her in bed.
Yeah.
But yes, just like you, she sleeps in a regular bed.
She sleeps in bed. She's got, her night light and her sound box and her stuffed animals and, all her stuff with her cute sheets and blankets. And
it's funny because if you look at Piper's bed, it is like filled with like 5 assortment of pillows and lighting stuff and like stuffed animals and stuff. She doesn't actually sleep with all. Did you just snap at her?
I was trying to see if it would catch her attention.
But yes, she has all these things. She doesn't actually sleep with all of them. It's about getting her in position and the most comfortable way to like sleep. Which pillows are best right now? Which lights is she gonna like? And everything else comes out of her bed. But yes, she does have a lot actually in her bed when we lay her down.
Well, sometimes when she's asleep, like, it's even more difficult for her to move.
Yeah.
So you're stuck in the same position. So you start like hurting. And so you get up and kind of reposition her and use a pillow between her legs and this, that, and the other.
So it was a really good experience.
Look at that smile over there.
I did enjoy it very much, and I hope the kids learned something. And I did tell them, I'm around all the time. If you have any questions, you can ask me anytime you want to. I will
If
answer.
you have a question, you can even write it down and give it to Piper, and she can, you know.
Right. I was just thinking, like, her teacher could write them all down and just like email them to me.
Yeah.
I'd answer anything.
Right?
I don't want to give more work to her teacher, though, because teachers work way hard as it is. So
Seriously.
I don't want to put that on her. But a girl at school today did come up and stopped and was like, "Hi, Piper, how you doing?" and talked to her before school, and it was super adorable. And
Well, nice.
because
it's just educating these young minds.
It is. And I don't like to say I like to use Piper as an example. I don't think she's here to teach anybody. It's not about, I don't think it hurts those kids to be around her, and I don't think it hurts her to be around them. I think it's good for everybody.
I do think Piper teaches people things.
No, I think she does, but that's not like her purpose in life, is all I'm saying.
Does anybody really know their purpose in life? I mean,
Depends on who you ask.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure some people, but I mean...
Or some people would say she was put here to teach people, but I don't think that's the reason either. So.
Maybe she was.
I don't think
she has taught me so much.
I agreed, but I don't think she was put here for that reason. I don't believe that.
I think Piper decided to stay here because Piper wanted to.
Well, I'm glad she did because she kicked her way out. So that's all I'm saying about that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we have a super grumpy kid.
I think we'll call it an episode because Piper is super grump pants right now.
And honestly, she's not actually grumpy. Piper is going through this phase where she thinks that if she's not getting all the attention, life is terrible.
Yes, she needs to be entertained 110% of the time.
The downside of school.
Yes.
The one downside of school. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for coming back.
Again, we hope everybody is being safe and healthy out there, and we love that you come and listen to us.
And be kind.
Be kind, be humble.
And talk to you next week.
Yep. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.